Starting your 2-year NEET preparation, the sheer volume of material to consume can feel physically crushing, quickly burying your desk under thousands of pages. Every time you open up YouTube or Telegram, you see influencers recommending a different set of 15 essential reference books across physics, chemistry, and biology. This creates two types of students. The over-optimizer buys every single book on those lists, but never finishes any of them. The overwhelmed beginner just freezes, completely paralyzed by the conflicting advice on where to start. Purchasing advanced Level 3 reference materials doesn't mean you've mastered the content. Having these books on your shelf is a liability if you don't yet have the foundation required to solve the problems inside them. To navigate this, you have to look at your study materials through the lens of return on investment. You need to measure exactly how many marks a specific book will yield compared to the hours of effort it demands. When you're facing a syllabus this large, the objective is to ensure that every hour spent actually translates to points on the board. This starts with identifying which resources provide the highest yield for the lowest initial effort. This scatter plot helps objectively audit your biology materials based on effort required versus actual score impact. Reading thick external biology theory books requires massive time input, yielding almost zero return because the test stays strictly within syllabus boundaries. Your Level 1 baseline sits right here. Watching detailed lectures and reading the NCERT text gives you the highest possible score impact. Once set, Level 2 requires coaching modules. These force a highly targeted, repetitive loop of multiple-choice questions. Be careful with low-quality practice banks like MTG. They have limited question pools, failing to build pattern recognition. For advanced assertion reasoning, Dr. Ollie or PW Punch serve as high-yield Level 3 alternatives. Every syllabus line is rigorously tested here. In biology, maximizing your ROI means cutting out advanced reading materials and redirecting all of that time into high-accuracy, repetitive multiple-choice practice. Transitioning to chemistry, the absolute highest yield resource you have access to is the NCERT in-text and exercise questions. The trade-off with NCERT chemistry is that while the exam often pulls questions directly from these exercises, the textbook doesn't give you step-by-step solutions. It demands active, sometimes frustrating, problem-solving effort. Many students skip this effort, jumping straight into advanced Level 3 books like Narendra Avasti or VK Jaiswal before mastering the Level 1 basics. Chasing a 5% edge on advanced, highly complex problems creates foundational blind spots. You end up losing 20% of your core chemistry score because you neglected the fundamentals. You must secure your guaranteed marks first. Exhaust your schedule fully on core concepts, and only move to Level 3 chemistry books if you have access time. Recently, the National Testing Agency altered their exam designs. They are now actively targeting theoretical physics concepts, pulling questions directly from the text. The biggest input error students make right now is ignoring the 11th and 12th grade physics NCERT textbooks because they assume physics is entirely math-based. By doing this, you leave easy, guaranteed theoretical marks on the table while wasting hours chasing unnecessarily complex numerical problems. If you look at a classic resource like H.C. Verma, it provides excellent conceptual depth, but there is a strict trade-off. Attempting the full back exercises is a massive drain on your schedule. To get a positive ROI, you extract only the multiple-choice questions and skip the lengthy long-form calculations. Adapting to the current exam reality means treating basic physics theory with the exact same focus you used to reserve for heavy JEE-level calculations. When you start practicing a new chapter, it is a very common, destructive habit to immediately test yourself against a strict timer. Artificial stress completely alters your behavior. When the clock is running down, you stop thinking through the problem and start panic guessing. Sacrificing accuracy just to meet an arbitrary time limit deeply encodes incorrect problem-solving methods into your brain. You are training yourself to make mistakes faster. The corrective protocol is simple. Mandate completely untimed, accuracy-focused practice for your first 3 revisions of any chapter. Once you have locked in your baseline accuracy, you can systematically reintroduce speed. Start with 30 minutes for 30 questions and slowly dial it down as your confidence grows. True exam speed is a natural byproduct of embedded pattern recognition and high accuracy. It does not come from watching a ticking clock. This level-wise flowchart prioritizes levels 1 and 2. You must hit 90% accuracy on core modules. If short, the no path loops back to basics. If you succeed with surplus time, the yes path unlocks level 3 books like errorless physics. If you are an overwhelmed beginner struggling to map this out yourself, there is one final variable to consider: enrolling in a personalized mentorship program. Look at the trade-off objectively. You surrender some personal study autonomy and financial resources, and in exchange, you receive a curated daily tracking schedule that removes the friction of decision-making. NEET prep is a marathon. Executing a high-yield roadmap with perfect consistency will mathematically defeat a complex multi-book study plan that you fail to maintain. Protect your time, build your foundation, and let your results follow.